I'd like to thank the bill sponsors because I do believe you guys are listening, or bill sponsor, for listening to our amendments being brought forward and to listening to my side of the caucus talk to you about our feelings about this bill. And, you know, I was sitting back there listening to my caucus come forward, and I kept telling myself, this bill is not the worst. And what does that say? What does that say after 30 different anti-gun bills that have kind of been piecemealed together, that we've gotten to a point where we're like, well, it's not the worst that we've heard? And what does that tell the law-abiding citizens of Colorado? Well, it's not the worst. It's so frustrating that this isn't the worst one we've heard, but we still have to spend hours talking about it for our constituents that we represent 45% of the state. And they come out in droves every time, whether it's the worst or not the worst. And they spend hours of their time after they've worked hard jobs all day to talk to you guys about why this continues to usurp their rights. And I listened to the representative from Cortez talk about bombs. And so is the next step to ban crock pots and Instapots? I know that sounds stupid. Or Nerf guns. When I get shot with a Nerf gun by one of my 4 boys, I feel like they should be banned, honest to God. I feel like the next step should be ban Nerf guns because I'm going to lose an eye or one of my children is going to end up in trouble. So and I know that sounds stupid, but where does it end? Where do we end when there's no guns left in Colorado? Because that's just not going to happen. I mean, this bill, if you read the fiscal note, it says, the use of a 3D printer, class 1 misdemeanor, as a comparable crime from fiscal year 2022 to 2023 to fiscal year 2024 to 2025, one white male has been sentenced and convicted for this offense. One. Therefore, the fiscal note assumes that there will continue to be minimal or no additional criminal case filings or convictions for this offense under the bill. One. We're arguing for hours about one. I'm trying to get schools safer so kids don't get shot in schools. This is a bill that we've argued for hours. One person has been convicted of this. And guess what? This bill is not going to stop criminals from printing 3D guns. And I think that's where my frustration and my caucus's frustration lies. If you were actually taking guns off the streets, maybe we could be in support, but you're not. You're just making law-abiding citizens jump through hoop after hoop after hoop and pay for more. Things like 3-day waiting periods. The experience that I just went through in my life, I can't imagine if I had to wait 3 days to protect myself or my family. You are not protecting and taking guns out of the people that deserve to have guns taken from them. The criminals doing the crimes in our state. You are making the law-abiding citizens pay the consequences of these bills for one person, so that more of us have to jump through more hoops to protect ourselves and our families. I don't understand it. There is a huge report from the jails with over 300,000 criminals. 90% said they did not get their gun from a firearms shop and did a background check. So do you think criminals are going to just let you in their door and say, come on in, I got a 3D printer, gig's up, come on in. I got an email on how to print a gun from my 3D printer. You got me, busted. It's not going to happen. And so we are tired of the piecemeal legislation. We are tired of having to come up to this well and beg you for our freedoms. As a mom, I am tired of having to ask you for permission to protect my family. And the women in my district are tired of begging you for equalization to protect their families. And the disabled community are tired, and the elderly community are tired. Listen to us. This bill is based off of one person. There are school shootings, there's domestic violence, there are people like me being stalked. We don't want to continue to jump through hoops to protect ourselves for our constitutional right to keep and bear arms. If this was going to work, I could get behind it. But all you're doing with bills like this is piecemealing legislation to make it easier for criminals to do the crimes in our crime-ridden state. Please, I'm begging you, stop, and please vote no on this bill.